Good evening and welcome to the January the 5th, 2026 meeting of the Board of Health. We are at the conference room on the first floor. We are also being recorded for MGL 30A 20F. This evening there are no hearings or appointments, so we're going to move right into invoices. First up, we have a vote to approve an Amazon invoice number NXPX in the amount of $12.99 and Amazon invoice number F7HX in the amount of $19.83. Descriptions: office supplies. I'll make a motion to accept the invoice. Do I hear a second?
I will second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
We also just received in another invoice, and I would like to present it to the board.
Of course.
I received it today. This is from Eric Badger. He's our interim health agent in the past, and now he's with HPHEG, and we're still utilizing services in regards to plan reviews. So I have, and we also have funding put aside also for this. We were doing it for the 1-year period to get, for Mike to get up to speed in regards to the plan reviews. So Eric, I have an invoice date. It's for perk testing. He observed two perk tests. There was one in food establishment inspection that was with one of the new establishments that we did last minute. And then he assisted in a housing complaint. So I do have an invoice that I'm requesting the board make a motion for approval for. Total is 10 hours, and that would be $1,000.
I will make a motion to approve the invoice for Eric Badger for $1,000. Do I hear a second?
I will second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And it passes. Next up, we have the minutes from the December 1st, 2025 meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look those over?
Was I here for that one?
No, sorry, you need to abstain. Thank
Give me
you.
a minute, yeah.
Yes, sir. Take your time.
Okay, what's this third word here? Is that, no, okay. Okay, I'm good.
Okay, I will make a motion to accept the minutes. Do I hear a second?
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And the minutes are accepted. Next up, we have the 2026 permits. Read them all and accept them in one motion, or they have to be done individually?
You can read them individually based upon the category, and then you can make one motion at the end to accept.
Okay. So we will be approving permit renewals for the 2026 food permits for St. John Church, Society of St. Vincent de Paul, Tatami Sushi Bar, Miraval Gardens by Wedgwood Weddings, Perfectly Favored Cafe, Needy Mama LLC, Dunkin' Donuts 204 North Bedford Street, Dunkin' Donuts 650 Plymouth Street, Club X Fitness, Viking Pizza, Cumberland Farms number 2299, Cumberland Farms number 2365, Westview Rest Home, Dunkin' Donuts both locations, Needy Mama, Hilo Gas, and the Cakes by Tina. Some of those double types, or
Say that again, I'm sorry.
we had the Needy Mama.
Needy member was twice, that was an error. Thank you.
Scratch that. Next up, we have the 2026 mobile permits, and that is for Wicked Flavor Food Truck. And then next after that, we will have the 2026 septic hauler permits for Soars Sanitation Pumping Incorporated, Bay State Sewage Disposal, DRK Mobile Toilets, Claude Dubois and Sons, Stephen Nelson LLC, DBA Avery's Pumping Service, Wind River Environmental LLC, Hockomock Environmental, Legacy Pumping Incorporated. Next up, we will have the 2026 trash hauler permits. Saccone Brothers Leasing Company Incorporated, DBA DeSalle Disposal, and Win Waste Innovations of Northern New England. Next will be the 2026 installer permits, and that will be for R.J. Gabriel Construction Company Incorporated, David Gabriel, Claude Dubord and Sons, Jeffrey Dubord, Dyer Construction Incorporated, Andrew Dyer, Moore Brothers Incorporated, Robert Moore, Bay State Sewage Disposal, Louis LeBate. Next up is the YMCA 2026 permits. There's one for an indoor pool pending the pool inspection, and one for an outdoor pool pending pool inspection. And last, we have the 2026 permits for body art establishments and practitioners. We have Body Art Establishment Sacred Edition LLC, and Body Art Practitioner at Sacred Edition Tattoo LLC, Eddie Chapa. Body Art Practitioner at Sacred Edition Tattoo LLC, Angel Cujado. Body Art Establishment, Mass Ink Custom Tattoo, Brian Beckwith, owner. Body Art Practitioner at Mass Ink Custom Tattoo, Michaela DeCoffey. Body Art Practitioner at Mass Ink Custom Tattoo, Brian Beckwith. Body Art Practitioner at Mass Ink Custom Tattoo, Stephen Dasty. Body Art Establishment, Browse to a Tea Establishment, owner Tia Paradetto. Body Art Practitioner at Browse to a Tea Establishment, Tia Paradetto.
And all applications are complete.
Excellent. Do I hear a motion to accept the approval for the 2026 permit renewals?
I will make a motion to approve the 2026 permits.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it with discussion.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, with regards to food permits and haulers, installers, what would you say our percentage of completion is?
We're 100%.
Okay, so there's no stragglers left over from last year that haven't,
We have one that we just are in communications with, and it's just simple, just a couple of questions, but everything else on their application is complete.
okay. And then I understand the outdoor pool, pending pool inspection. Indoor pool inspection?
Yes.
Scheduled for,
This month.
okay. So, Mr. Chair, I just think we should amend the motion that the approval is based on a successful inspection by the health agent.
Okay. So we will amend the motion to read approval of the 2026 permit renewals pending inspection of the YMCA pools.
Successful.
Yep.
Okay. The
Okey-doke.
successful completion of
All
the
right.
inspection of the YMCA.
So I'm good, so I've seconded. So
Okay.
Unless Tom's got anything else to add.
Any further discussion?
No, nothing for me.
All right. Hearing none, all in favor to accept the approvals?
All right.
Aye. That passes. Next up, we have disposal system construction permits. First up, we have local upgrade variance 2561 at 1512 Washington Street, PMP owner Ashley Flynn.
If you want to talk about it.
Oh, yes. Yep, so, plans have been, approved, reviewed and approved. I vote for the board to, approve that local upgrade variance.
Okay. And I'm sorry,
What is the variance that we're,
I do have that one.
25, 61, 62, 63?
This. Give me a small second.
I'll grab your plan. Let me-
Do you want us to circle back?
Yeah, we'll circle back on
Okay,
that
let's do
one.
that. I mean, it's up to you. I'm sorry.
no, that's quite all right.
Yeah, we'll circle back on that one.
We want to skip ahead to the budget and we'll come back?
Let's go.
Please,
All right. So next up, we'll be doing our fiscal year 2027 budget review. Everyone has their paperwork in front of them?
So everyone, you have your timeline, so this is the timeline that Rebecca and Charlie sent out, so it's just FYI, and how they wanted, we're recommending that the fiscal year '27 operating budget should be 2% less than the amount appropriated for fiscal year 2026, and then they went into an explanation as to how your budget should look, or if you had any questions, and what it should pertain. So what I gave the board was the 2027, really it's just projection, it's just was the final 2026 budget, so you all have that paper here. And in regards to that, on the far right, I wrote down in red where we are and suggestions for the board to have conversations with and how you would like to go about potentially reducing by 2%. So we currently have, without the salaries in the operating budget, is $10,209.88. With the salaries, the total operating budget is $173,000 or $174,000. We'll just round it. If we just did the 2% deduction off of the operating budget without salaries, we would reduce it, the $10,209.88 by $204. If we do the operating budget including salaries, we would have to reduce the total budget by $3,478.38. So, the top here, professional services, engineering, that was the Bridge Street landfill, so you'll see that, and you'll see that it's a zeroed out for fiscal year '27, that is complete, so that will be. The commissioner's salaries, that's the board, quarterly. Inspector salary, we have the inspector salary I'm sorry, I'm looking at fiscal year '26 inspector salary. The health agent came on at a lower number than what you currently see. And I'm making a suggestion to the board to leave it at the current fiscal year '26 salary. There will be a 0% wage increase, and the 88 then could cover, and I'm not sure if this is how they go about doing it, but in the hiring of the health agent, he had the $1,500 stipend for soil, which Mike is completing the last piece in April. And he had 3 years from the start date for his RS, which is $2,500. We're putting in here, which is conducive to the surrounding towns with their health agents and health department, a $300 clothing stipend. And then also the HPHEG coverage, and the going rate for HPHEG is $100 an hour. And we've had that in when we allocated funds in the past for coverage. And currently, right now, as I stated, we do have some funding left over in fiscal year '26 that we are utilizing
Excuse me.
to assist Mike with plan reviews or to be available for any questions. And so that funding is being utilized. The public health nurse, she did come in at 6 hours. She requested if she could have additional hours. We were able to give her 1 additional hour at 7, making a recommendation to the board if you can keep her at the 7. She is doing Maven, which is a very time-consuming, heavy, daily load going in and seeing what's going on, and doing lots of following up. We've had multiple cases that she needed to follow up on and complete. And also, she spends 3 hours over at the COA on Wednesdays. And she's been enjoying that, meeting all of the people that come over there. She's doing blood pressures. We're getting her a blood glucose,
Yep,
right,
glucose
strips?
test strips,
So
yep.
we're getting, HPHEG is paying for that, so that's not coming out of our budget. And so she's enjoying her time, and I know they're enjoying her there. My one suggestion that I'm putting in here is possibly, I don't know, but maybe, if we can keep the 7 hours, if we can't keep the 7 hours, we're budgeted for, then if we could maybe work with the COA, maybe they have an hour in their budget that they could give, and I don't know if that would even be something doable. I know that we're going to be sitting with, I believe David is our finance liaison, and so when we meet with them, that's something that we can ask.
Okay.
And the admin support salary, it's a step increase, I haven't even gone there, it's minimal. So, it might change by like 25 cents. Then we jumped down to professional service and engineering. We're at 1,000, and I would recommend leaving that right now. And also, to keep in mind, last year, we decreased our budget by the 2% also. I'm going to skip the MS4 and come back to it, so you can have a discussion. Health services, we reduced this last year, and we're requesting that you just keep it at a minimum of $1,600. Supplies, we reduced last year, we could reduce that again by $100. The in-state travel mileage, and actually this should cover up top, but we did some investigating in regards to the regional health offices, and how they're set up is that they're not reporting mileage on a daily basis, but they're receiving a car stipend, which will cover the mileage wear and tear on the car. And I know that we also do that internally here, so it's not something asking outside of the scope that it hasn't already, we're not setting precedents by requesting that. And so the in-state travel mileage convert to a car stipend for the $2,700. And then other charges and expenses, this also too was reduced. But we could reduce it. Year to date, we've used roughly $1,250 for shops. And we did have a discussion with the board. We're moving forward with the fire department to be receiving all shops, and the Board of Health to stop taking in the shops and using that program. So that's an additional $1,250 that we could take out of other charges and expenses. Keeping in mind, when Mike does have inspections or housing complaints, we are utilizing a constable to go deliver the letters. He has in the past done certified. Every certified letter comes back to us. The constable is very reasonable at $37. And so when needed, Mike is using those services, and we get an immediate response from the housing issue, the owner, the landlord, the tenant. So that's working.
So, quick question on the constable, that we've taken that out of other charges and expenses?
We've taken that out of other charges and expenses.
Okay.
I know in the past, too, it's out of health services sometimes also, but it pretty much lies within the other charges and expenses. Also, to keep in mind here, so Mike has credentials and certifications, and health services would be that area. And HPHEG has in the past assisted, but they most likely fiscal year '27, they're going to be challenged with some of their budgetary, they'll have budgetary constraints. So we do need to keep in mind that he is going to have to attend some of these certifications and trainings that they do have, that all regional health agents attend.
Okay.
So it's minimal.
Sure. Mr. Chair, do you mind if I jump in here for a second?
No, sir, go for it.
Okay. All right, so the Sharps program, is that a done deal that we've moved that over to?
Yep, the
They
board-
fully accept, so that's already?
Yep, that's already.
All right, so what else in that $1,250, $1,250, what else is at risk in there? Is that just from Sharps?
The 1250 is what we spent just overall for the last year on having B&D come and collect the shops.
Okay. So there's nothing else in there that we nibble at or
Nope.
that's Sharps, outside of Sharps related? Okay, all right. Well, I don't know. That might be our,
So we have $1,350 that you can, that
okay,
you
so
could
I'm sorry,
use
okay,
by-
so you said 1,350.
Because we're going to take $100 out of our office supplies,
Okay, gotcha, all right.
Yep.
So let me get into,
but
oh, there it is, minus 100, okay. Okay, so as I'm looking at this, obviously salaries or negotiated salaries we cannot touch.
Correct.
So if I'm following my notes correctly, budget minus negotiated salaries, a 2% reduction would be $204.
Correct.
Okay, so, and we're saying that we found 1,350, which is far above the 204.
It would if, correct, with that's the operating budget without salaries.
Correct.
Correct, yes.
So, I mean, we can't
Yes.
touch salary, so we need to work with
Yes,
the items that we can.
yes.
So, as long as we're all in agreement that there's no additional risk in that 1,350, then that sounds like, with the town and the situation we're in, to get forward and pull that out.
So we're also going to be sitting down with, as I said, I believe it's still David, and I'm going to request a Monday night so that Andrew, the chair, can be present at the meeting. And so then this could be a preliminary that's, the board would agree to go forward with discussions at that meeting with finance.
Okay, I'm stepping out.
And with that, though, we have to go back to MS4. I left that to last.
That's right, I apologize.
No, please. So with the MS4, I know it's been zeroed out. We went, from when I started, I believe that it was like at 40, then it went to 20, then it went to 10, and then 0. And I'm going to let the board have a conversation. I know, Rob, that you have more information in regards to it, but for a placeholder, if the town can, and once again, speaking with David and having conversations with him, is the board looking to go back to a minimum of $10,000? That's a placeholder, and I defer to the board for discussion.
Okay, so my position is that, to me, it doesn't matter where it resides, but I think we need to get a little bit more information and possibly get John and DPW involved, but our sewer permitting, and again, not septic, but the town sewer permitting is at risk based on not having MS4 funds available for any breach of another septic system that flows into town sewer, or a number of different scenarios. So that puts the town at risk. Now, again, I want to emphasize that a little bit more homework needs to be done. But that there should be some funds immediately available for inspection and possibly eradication of whatever breach there is, and then we go forward and try to get reimbursement from the offender, get reimbursed for whatever damages are done. But my understanding is that the town's permitting process is at risk for not having MS4 funds. So I think that conversation needs to be furthered with David or whomever we're going to have that conversation with. And as long as all parties understand that if we don't have this line item somewhere, whether it's in DPW or whether it's the Board of Health, that permitting process is at risk. Again, I don't want to say that emphatically. It's just from what my cursory research has kind of evolved to, and I think we really need to make sure that everybody's on the same page, everybody has the same understanding of how this works. And if we choose as a town not to fund this, then what those risks are. So that's my diatribe.
Is that something we discuss with David when we meet with him, or is that something we need to bring John Hayden in?
Well, I think John should be an integral part of the conversation. I don't want to speak for him, but, whether it resides with DPW or Board of Health, I don't think it really matters. But that line item should be somewhere to protect the town's permitting process. And he may have more insight than I do. And again, I don't know if maybe we can also reach out to, to the legal team just to make sure that we're covered somewhere. And if my interpretation is wrong, so be it. Just want to make sure that we are all on the same path and with the same level of knowledge as to what, and understanding as to how this whole thing works. And what, if there's risk, how do we mitigate it?
Well, I think particularly if it's just a placeholder, we're not necessarily even spending that money, we just have to have it in case,
We've never
something-
spent it.
That's what I mean.
We've held it, and it's always been there for that emergency.
Right.
And, again, it's, in the last 6 years, I haven't seen a need to dip into that. But the town does have a history of having some breaches. Now, again, this goes back a number of years, but that potential still exists today.
Right.
So.
So would you like a meeting to be set up again with John, so that you can have further conversations with, how would the board like to proceed?
I guess it's what their availability is, and I'd only be available
Right.
for a
Monday.
forum like this if you were available.
Well, I can adjust. I mean, that's not a problem.
Yep.
I don't want to take, time away from them, but I think this is an important aspect that the town needs to come to grips with. And, if at the end of the day, after everything that we've researched, that if the town says no, then okay, and then, we're just basically rolling the dice and praying that there's no breach somewhere. But again, I just think I think we all need a little bit more information. So, something with John, maybe with or David and Charlie, or one of the two, just so that we can make sure that everybody in the room has clear guidance and the information in front of them, and then we can make a little bit more informed decision.
Okay, so I will go ahead and set up a meeting.
Sure.
I know, Andrew, your schedule has changed, so if
Yeah, it would
the
have to
board's.
be afternoon or evening.
Yeah,
And
so
again, I will,
if we,
defer to, obviously to the chair, and if, if it takes a designated hitter, or batter, or whatever.
Swing.
we-
If,
So I can adjust accordingly, if need be.
okay, so
But try to work through the chair.
So I will see if we can do a Monday evening meeting, and if not, then the board is fine, and I'll defer then and schedule something for Rob, John, Mike, and most likely Charlie, and maybe Peter.
Sure, I mean, that,
I mean-
anybody who's on the sewer commission is gonna impact.
Yep. Okay, so, actually, I will ask John in my email too who he feels should be, probably Brian.
Yeah.
most likely Brian also. So yeah, so I'll reach out and I'll get that going for the board. So right now, that's just a placeholder, that's just tentative, once again. This has to be submitted to, by this evening. So, but we can just submit it as is, and then it will be finalized with hopefully David as our finance liaison, and then it will get presented to the finance committee.
Okay, so are we going to vote on removing the 1350? Because it's baked in here right now, right? So if we submit this,
It's not, right. If we submit as is, then we did not decrease at all.
okay,
So I think the board, however the board feels, but Andrew, myself, will be meeting with the finance committee. So however the board, it's presented with reducing by 1350, you can make a motion on that, and giving the directive for the chair.
yeah, we're not going to have a chance to,
We're not going to meet again.
So
The next
I-
time we're meeting again is because we have a holiday in January, so we don't meet again until
another
February 2nd.
one. So in my humble opinion, I think Chair should make a motion that we, authorize this budget as presented to be reduced by 1350, and then you could delegate whomever to negotiate with, whether it be you or somebody else, but with David and, any budget concerns.
Okay. So we're going to make a motion to tentatively accept the budget, and whoever frees up to meet with David, whether it's myself or Tom or Rob, we'll finalize everything after the meeting with him. But for now, we'll be going through with the 1350
Reduction.
for a reduction.
Yep.
Do I hear a motion to accept that?
I'll make that motion.
Well, second?
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that closes out our action items. Any other?
I'm going to go back to.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot all about you, Mike.
I was gonna get to, I was gonna get
You're
to.
too
Disposal
quiet,
site
Kevin.
gonna-
construction.
So
permits,
we're
all right.
gonna circle back to the,
Yep.
We're at 1512 Washington Street,
All right.
and what did you have for an upgrade?
All right, so local upgrade is 310 CMR, 15405 1H, to reduce the system location setback from the required 4-foot separation from the soil absorption system to groundwater of 2 feet. 2 feet 9 inches will be provided, as well as another local upgrade to allow the use of a sieve analysis in place of the perk test. Based on my review of the submitted septic plans, as well as being there present during the perk test, there are no deficiencies noted, so I recommend the approval of this request.
We can do all three and accept them in one motion? All right, and next up, we have a vote to approve a local upgrade variance, 2562 at 4 Victory Lane, Zenith, owner Jamie Cherison.
And yes, a local upgrade request of the reduction of the required number of deep holes per disposal area from 2 to 1 per 310 CMR 15405 1K, as well as a local upgrade from section 310 CMR 15212 of Title V, which requires a 4-foot separation to high groundwater. A reduction from 4 feet to 3 feet is being requested. Again, based on my review of the septic plan as well as being present at the perk test, I recommend that the board approve this request. Moving along to local upgrade variance 2563 at 441 West Union Street, Collins Engineering, owner Michelle Sanin. Local upgrade approval from 310 CMR 15221 of the State Sanitary Code, which requires a maximum of 36 inches of cover over all system components. A local upgrade approval is allowing up to 50 inches of cover is requested, only over the soil absorption system and the D-box. Again, based on the septic plans, as well as me being present during that perk test, as well as conversations with the engineer, a vent will be installed on this as well. I vote for the board to approve that local upgrade request. And we have one final one that did not make it on this list, but it is local upgrade variance 2559 at 587 Bridge Street, JDE Civil Inc. Incorporated, owner Rob DeStefano. Local upgrade request 310 CMR 15405-1H to reduce the 5-foot separation from the soil absorption system to estimated seasonal high groundwater to 4 feet. 4 feet 15 inches will be provided. And again, based on my review of the submitted septic plans as being present at the perk test, I had no deficiencies, and I do recommend the board approve all requests.
Okay. So we will, excuse me, be voting to approve local upgrade variance 2559, 2561, 2562, 2563. I will make a motion to accept those construction permits. Do I hear a second?
I'll second those upgrades.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
And the upgrades also pass. All right. And that winds us down to the end of our item action, unless you have
Also,
anything further.
I do. Quick side note, I did deny a septic installer license application due to lack of Title V knowledge of rules and regulations. We can further discuss more information if you guys would like, but not to name any company names or anything during this meeting, but just to keep you all aware.
So how, do they not have,
So
like, Title V inspection?
So basically, anyone who wants to become an installer, they come fill out an application with us upstairs and take a test. 2 representatives from the company, one being the owner, one being a main contact for them, both did not feel confident taking the test. One person left, and then one came back and failed the test significantly. So
Okay, well, good catch. But I mean, did they, again, we're not talking about names right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, did they have installer certification or inspector certification from New Epic?
they have the inspections.
I don't know if, okay, all right, fair enough. But again, just, that's a good catch, Michael, thank you.
You're welcome.
Michael?
That's all I have.
All right. Anybody else have anything they'd like to discuss before we,
No, our next meeting will be February 2nd.
February 2nd, that's a,
Yes, and January, what's the date? That Monday, is it the 19th? That's a holiday,
Right.
so our next meeting. February 2nd.
February 2nd.
If something else comes up and we need to get the group together, the board, I'll reach out.
all right. With the absence of anything else, I will make a motion to adjourn this meeting. Do I hear a second?
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Before we get out of here, folks, just need some signatures.